Hi guys, at home with Sister Mika, and today we're gonna do one of my favorite things, and that is sew. Okay, I told you guys in one of my previous videos we was gonna learn how to sew a t-shirt dress, and so I have a t-shirt here, and this is the material we will use for the bottom. My kids actually picked this out for me, and so I picked out the t-shirt. So here we go. Hello, welcome to my channel. This is At Home with Sister Mika. I am a wife of 16 years and I am a homeschool mother to 5 children, and this is us. Okay, guys, so we have to cut our shirt. And what you want to do is you can measure each side and cut it at between 4 to 6 inches. Or you can do like I do. I put the shirt on and see where I want my top to stop at, and I pin it on the side. Um, and this is, very important if you have a larger chest. You may have to you may have to cut it longer versus shorter like mine. Okay, and so I have it where I want it, and now I'm going to cut it. And I did use the bottom half of the shirt to add some length to my sleeves. All right, and right here I'm just folding it over, just making sure that it's even. The bottom that each side is even, and if it's not, I just trim the excess, but it's perfect. All right, so right here, now we're going to take our material and we are going to fold it in half the long way. Fold it in half, right sides together. And once you fold it in half, we are going to pin the side of it so that we can sew it together. And that's going to be our seam in the back of the dress. All right, we're going to pin it. Okay guys, so I've already showed you in another video how to thread how you thread a sewing machine. So you have to go back and check out that video. But right now we're about to sew the bottom part of our dress. And we already pinned it. And so we're going to start at the top right here. We're going to start right here. And as you can see, there are some, I don't know if you can see the lines on your sewing machine right here. So you can see the measurements. So we're going to keep it at about 2 inches. See right here? I mean, not inches. 2 centimeters. I'm sorry. We're going to keep it at about 2 centimeters. Alright, so here we go. So you take your material and you're going to put it up under your, you can see it, put it up under your presser foot. The light is shining. Okay. And we're going to keep it at 2. And so you're going to bring it up under there, and then you're going to bring your latch. Once you get it up under there, and once you get your material right here on this 2, you're going to bring it down like that, okay? Now we're going to sew. We're going to sew it, and then we're going to back stitch it. This right here means to back stitch. We're going to sew it a little bit and then back stitch it just to give it some, just to seal it, okay? Alright, so we go. Sew it, then back stitch. Alright. And you just gotta keep, uh-oh, going way too fast. I don't know who did that. But, okay, so we're just gonna sew it. Bring this down some. Hold on just a second so you can see. There we go. Alright, so we're going to just sew it. Keep your hand on this side and keep your other hand at the bottom, and you're just going to slightly guide it, okay, material, keeping it straight. If you keep your material on that second centimeter, then if you keep your material going on that line, it should stay straight. And sometimes you may have to stop and straighten out your material. Straighten out my material so I can keep it straight. And just continue to guide it, making sure you stay on that line. And you do want to take your, you know, if you want to take your pins out. I don't take my pins out. I'm kind of lazy, but this when it comes to the pins. But my sewing machine pretty much just sew over it. So it's a pretty decent machine. So It'll sew over the needles. But you definitely want to take the needles out as you go. The pins, I'm sorry, not needles, the pins out as you go, just in case your sewing machine will not sew over it and you don't want to break your machine. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom because I am going to cut some of it to make it shorter. Alright, so now we should have all that sewn, and it should look like this piece is what we should have. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, so we should have a piece, long piece like this. Okay, fold it in half on the wrong side. This is what we should have. Alright. Okay, so now we are going to sew. We have the side sewn going down. We have the side going down. Now we are going to take the pins out. And once we take the pins out, we are going to sew. I'm going to open it up like this. Okay? It should be open up. Open it up like this. And then you're going to sew. You're going to sew a stitch around the whole top of the material all the way to back to this stitch, and then you're going to do another stitch going around the top, making sure that it does not run into each other. And then once we do that, and it's going to stop at the stitch, and then we're going to take those strings and we're going to pull those strings so we can make it so we can gather the material, because we're going to have to gather it so that it'll come in like, you know, you're going to have to gather it so it'll come in like that. Okay? Alright, so after we finish sewing the two lines, as I told you, see the two stitch, you can see right here, we're going to use those stitches to gather the top of the material. Alright, and you should have stopped at the seam. Okay, and that's how it should look. And I'm going to show you what you have to do. Just take two of the strings that's hanging, and not both sides, the front, the right side and the back, but okay, once you take those two strings from one side of it, either the right side or the back, wrong side, and you just pull it and space it out. And this is how you gather. And make sure you take your time in doing this, because you can easily break the string and then you have to re-sew it. And so take your time and slightly pull it, slightly um, slide it down so you won't break the string. Okay, now once you are finished gathering it, you want to gather it just enough that it fits your t-shirt. Okay, and you're going to take the t-shirt inside out. Okay, now this is your seam. You're going to take the seam and your inside out t-shirt, and the tag that's on the t-shirt, you're going to line it up with the seam on the bottom part on the material. All right, as you see in the picture, I mean in the video, that's the seam, which is on the outside. And then you have your t-shirt. You should have right sides together. You have that tag. You're going to line it up with, with the inside seam. Because that is going to be your back seam. And you want to make sure that it's lined up. Okay, and once you do that, you just pin it all around so we can sew it. And if you find that as you are pinning your bottom to the top and it's a little bit tight, you can stretch it out like I'm doing now. You can stretch it out some to loosen it up, loosen the stitch up, to gather up so that it'll fit around your top. But you're going to pin it together all around. Let's see, I'm trying to loosen up the gather so that it'll fit perfectly around the shirt. All right, so this is how it should look. You should have it all pinned up around. That's my little 2-year-old in the background. It should look just like this. Wrong, you should see both the wrong sides. Okay? And the right side should be together. All right. Now this is the important part. Okay. You want to make sure that your seam matches up with your tag. Now next, you're gonna need some stretchy thread. And it's called elastic thread. And what you're gonna do is just stick the thread through the hole, and then you're gonna bring it around your bobbin. Just swirl it around your bobbin, because you're gonna need elastic. All right, guys. So we are going to sew it, and you only need elastic thread at the bottom, um, not at not the top thread. We're going to still use 2 centimeters, and we're going to keep it on that line. And you want to make sure that you straighten out your material and straighten out your t-shirt. This is very important so that your seam will come out straight and not crooked. And it should look like this. And you see how straighten it up. All right, you see how the seam is not crooked, but it's straight, and that's how you want it to look. Okay, guys, so I decided to keep the dress long. It looked nice long, so I'm gonna keep it long instead of I was gonna cut it to midi length, but I'm gonna keep it long because it was nice. And so I'm not gonna cut much from it, but I am gonna cut some off the bottom, and then we're gonna hem it, iron it, and we will be done. Okay, so once we finish cutting it, then I will show you how to hem it. Okay, so this is how you hem it. You take the bottom part of the dress and you fold it just about an inch. You're gonna fold it and then iron it. And you're gonna do this all the way around the dress. It's fold it and iron it. Okay, and now you're gonna fold it. Once you do it that first time, you're gonna do it a second time. You're gonna fold it over again and iron it all the way around. Okay, so once you finish, just turn it inside out and iron the top of it before you sew it. And you can go ahead and um, iron all around it, and then you can go ahead and iron your seams. Okay, guys, so now we are going to sew the hem. And as you can see, you want to make sure that you sew it at the edge, right there at the edge. Okay, and so we're going to sew it at the edge, making sure you keep it straight. All right, so here is the finished product. Woohoo! So we are done, and I am very pleased with it. And as you can see, I put a belt with it. That's my little daughter, Hadassah. So you can dress it up how you like. Put a scarf. I had wore it to church Sunday. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I love you guys. And I will try to post sewing videos on Thursday. Sewing and hobby videos on Thursday. Okay, God bless.